Greetings once again, people's folks and space aliens. Obviously doing a pivot review. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to go through all the stuff that I've changed and all the stuff I've upgraded. If somebody, this is going to be a selling pivot, selling point. Ha! That was funny, you're supposed to laugh. It's a 2018 pivot Mach 6, 6 inches of travel, front and rear. I've had the suspension overhauled last winter, so the winter of 2020 and 2021. It's hard to say the years right now because they're like just the way it is. I had 3 months off the bike this year, off the regular trail riding, off the regular crazy stuff that I do. So I decided not to do anything with the suspension this year. I definitely will want to do that. Going into this next fall or this next winter. The brake pads, I'm going to have them looked at along with the seat posts. The bottom brackets and rear cassette, rear hub have been greased down recently. I redid all of the pivots this year. It was making some noise. There's no noise at all now. There's really no other noise other than just the regular stuff that you would get even from a new bike. So the pivots have all been redone. I did have them tune in a few things too. I think the shifting is doing pretty good right now. The tires are Vigilante tires by WTB, I believe. Great tires. I do not know 100% if I'm going to swap tires on the other bike that I get. I guess we'll have to kind of see. The chain was done this year. Cassette was done a couple of years ago. I'm thinking about getting different grips as well too. That's what I usually do every year. I usually buy different grips and a couple other things. That's pretty much it. I'm going to probably do this again, but that's pretty much what the bike is sitting at right now. Why this chair creaks more than my bike now. Well, greetings once again to part 2 of the selling pivot, or selling point, as I like to say. And I'm going to do this video regardless of what happens because the bike will be for sale eventually. I'm still in lingo for sale, pending test rides and my budget, so on and so forth. But just got the bike back in the bike shop. I cleaned up the bike quite a bit. Cables underneath all cleaned up. Rear linkage was cleaned up. And they did quite a few other things too. A headset was re-greased. It's probably the only part of the bike that wasn't re-greased. Put new cables in. So the drop post works now. Hooray, it was very sluggish. It needed a new cable and whatnot. I did not rebuild it. It's still got a little bit of play, but I'll leave that up to you. You have to send off the Fox to get it rebuilt. The wheels were trued and serviced, I guess. Brake pads, they're about halfway through their life. I'm really surprised they're completely through their life, but I wasn't at Welch Village this year. The only ski resort I was at is Spirit Mountain. But they'll probably need to be replaced at the end of fall, depending on your riding. They were cleaned up and pretty good. I haven't taken the bike out for a test ride yet, but I'm going to do that here hopefully today or tomorrow. So here's another nice look at my bike. Everything was, like I said, cleaned up. There's a lot of scuff marks here and there, just like any old bike. But otherwise, everything else is perfectly fine. It's got a little more dirt on it now. And some of the stickers are coming off. These red stickers are mine. I need to take those off. 2021 winter. I'm having a hard time saying the years because everything starts with a 20, and when you say 20, you think it's 20, and it's really not 20, but it actually is 20. It's kind of confusing. I'm confused. The tires, it has been almost 1 year now for this rear tire. It has been the best rear tire I've ridden in a long time. It is a Vigilante. I put a Vigilante on the front too. The thickness and durability of the rear tire is a little greater than the front. I think we want a little lighter front tire. They're both Vigilantes. I've had great traction. Sand is about the only thing, but you know, sand is about the only thing that's going to really be an issue when you're biking. So the front tire is probably 5 months, but it was less than that for actual riding. I think I put it on in, it was after my crash recovery, so I'm guessing probably late July or August when I got that front tire put on. So there's a lot of my stuff still on the bike. There's some Velcro here. There's even Velcro on the handlebars. If you really find one of my old videos, you'll find a remote on there, and I was using the remote for the camera that I had at that point in time. This is actually, I'm going to leave the Velcro on here. You can actually put a water bottle mount here if you want to. I haven't done that in a while. That's why the straps are there. These straps also come in handy for strapping stuff on your bike. If you pop a cable loose or something is loose on the bike and you just want to Velcro it up. Obviously, probably can't see it. Elder Raven is right there. I will be removing a lot of that. But I will let you know about some of the secret stuff I have on here so you can ID the bike to the owner. So let me know about that. I gotta figure out where some of those are. I'm not even sure. I have an idea. It's gonna be sold as is if I decide to sell the bike as is. Like I said, it's in phenomenal condition right now. I have to find out what the value of this bike is. What I think the value is, I've seen some online posts for, I think I saw one for a 2016 refurbished, and it was really high. It was like $3,500. I'm like, well, that's not that far away from what I paid. Of course, I have to look at aluminum versus carbon fiber. This is an aluminum frame. I am not looking at carbon hardly at all this next time around.
While, as I have said before, I am still looking at frame builds as well as using components from the pivot, and I do not know, depending on different availability, what the status of that is at this point in time. However, I will be entertaining offers, and I will be offering it here first, and my thought is somewhere around the 3K mark is what I am going to ask. I will be putting it on Pink Bike here shortly, and if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to comment, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you, and remember, the pivot is the pivot of all pivots.